Virgo family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Woo! I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your weekly reading. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you always. Ooh, lots popping off. The Seeker and death, rebirth, cycles, transformation, etc. None of the scary stuff. We keep it light at this channel, right? I mean, sometimes it gets real, right? Shit gets real. It's the nature of the beast. So if you're watching these, gosh, man, it's flying all over. Dare to Dream. That card has been popping out a lot in the readings. This week, we are hitting another new moon, back it up. I have all this energy, excitement, pumped up kind of vibe. Maybe you're feeling that way. We're in Aries season. Things are moving. The weather's starting to break, get warmer, etc. So there's a lot going on right now, right? We're in a new moon, April 20th. And then we go right into Mercury retrograde, which it's going to be a new moon solar eclipse, so expect a lot of external changes, things in your environment, people, places, and things. This new moon is also square to Pluto and to the vertex point, which just basically talks about a little bit of challenge, tension, frustration around some of the stuff that we need to change. And kind of how it shows up for us. It's stuff that we know intuitively is coming to head, you know? So even if it is this value of having to see or look at something that's not as pretty about ourselves, we still have this element to overcome. This nature card is coming up a lot as well, or at least like that element of really like just grounding. You know, grounding meaning knowing the ways that you can find balance for yourself. Balance so that you can navigate the difficulties, the more tense areas, especially with Mercury going into retrograde. It's going to make communication very fuzzy. Things get misunderstood, don't come out in the right way. Technology, messages, text messages, even voice communication, you know, all that stuff goes a little haywire, wonky. It's been happening to me, like, and I usually, like, my technology usually doesn't suffer, but for whatever reason this time around, I'll do an astrology video on it too, so look out for that. But back to your reading. So, you know, it's kind of like dealing with this shadow side of ourselves. This is normal, right? We're all kind of navigating this in a certain way. Not being afraid of that part of who we are, being able to kind of journey to the dark side, the underworld, so to speak. But there also is this value of, you know, being able to heal yourself through knowing yourself, all facets of your being, even the places that are harder to look at, maybe not as pretty. You know, shamans have this process of soul retrieval. So the parts of our soul that break away from its wholeness, from its totality, and journey into the underworld or other worlds. It's a really beautiful practice, and it's that friendly reminder that, you know, again, I mean, life, it's not a perfect, pretty package as much as we would love to believe. There is this element of not being so stringent, so rigid with how things need to get done. We have to be flexible. We have to tap back into that understanding. Why am I setting up such heavy boundaries, rules, regulations, etc.? And then how can I be a little bit more fluid and flexible? Nature gives us all the answers. I mean, it really is so amazing. I love being outside. I probably could live outside, minus some amenities I do like to have, not gonna lie, a little bougie in some ways. But, you know, it really helps us just find balance, find harmony, even the metaphors of nature, the growth cycles, planting our seeds, watering, tilling the soil, removing the weeds, so that things can grow in their most ideal way. And that's what I hear this is for you, Virgo. It's seeking that wisdom and being that wisdom. Share that wisdom. Yeah. What you've learned, what you know, even what your journey has been. I think a lot of times when we go to those places that feel like the underworld, that feel like the deepest parts of our soul, they're known as the dark nights of our soul, right? That concept of soul retrieval. All different values, you know. Pluto, Scorpio, Lord of the Underworld, etc. It's all those energies that really kind of, you know, even though they're the hardest things to deal with from, you know, a human standpoint, it's also what gives us the strength to overcome, that makes us bigger, badder, more empowered, recognizing there is dark and light in everything, justice energy. It's ruled by Libra. You could be on the Virgo-Libra cusp. That never-ending analyzation. The abundance, right, that maybe lies just on the other side. To me, it's like things that you know, things that you understand, things that you've learned, right? This wisdom that you have accrued going through the dark side, going through the tough stuff. It needs to be heard. But I think that's the hardest part. Leo got that same card in the same spot. It's also Leo energy, ruled by the sun. It speaks to our strength, needing to call upon that inner strength, finding a little bit more analytical rationale behind the choices that we're making. Mother of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Dealing with someone who maybe looks at things from a very analytical perspective. Maybe it feels a little bit self-protected, or maybe you're self-protecting yourself, right? I mean, we all do it. We're all kind of like calculating people and situations and trying to figure out, you know, is it safe to get involved, or do I need to take a step back? So something about this is hard and challenging because you're seeing something through a new lens. Maybe this fire sign, Leo's energy. It can also be Aries, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands is very magnetic, very electric, charismatic. She draws people to us, or towards her, you know. Teamwork or not. This is actually reversed right now. So if you are not feeling that synergy, not feeling that vibe with this person, maybe they kind of have their focus on a lot of other things. You know, it's interesting. This snake is nestled around eggs. So signs of rebirth, planting seeds, just like I was talking about. You know, you either could be doing a lot of work, or this fire person. There's a lot of abundance here. There's that World card. I love the World card. There's a lot of positive opportunity, action, abundance, harmony in this connection. But for some reason, you're feeling a little bit hesitant about it. You don't really want to say too much or overstep is what I'm hearing. I'm not sure why, Virgo. Because, yeah, I think you're just walking cautiously, right? Not specifically on eggshells, maybe a little bit. Maybe it feels that way for you. Maybe you're kind of, again, you know, if you're coming from a space of time that really threw you out of balance, we all need time to reintegrate. So be gentle with yourself through this process. You know, don't feel embarrassed or ashamed of whatever you got to do. I feel like maybe this self-protection, this Four of Pentacles, is in order. Because there is something underneath the surface that is kind of, I don't know, it's not working completely fluidly or harmoniously quite yet. it still feels a little bit, you know, kind of like watching things from the sidelines, seeing how things work out, waiting to make your move. That type of vibe is coming through. Five of Pentacles with this individual, the star is Aquarius energy. So someone who is kind of like moving through, also had their own time of healing, also went through their own share of stuff, and is, I hear this as like really working to find balance, you know. They probably didn't have a lot of balance in their life either. You know, maybe you guys took some time away from each other. Maybe that's kind of where the hesitancy is also coming into the play. With this World Fool in conjunction with each other, it talks about one cycle ending, one new cycle opening up. But like I said, I also feel like there's this, you're being really conscientious about your steps. And, you know, I mean, they're mirroring that back to you. So I'm hearing this as like, don't specifically take offense. It might not be like, you know, pure love, pure, oh, this is fabulous, like the honeymoon period quite yet. But there's still kind of a lot like happening underneath the surface. This Four of Pentacles, it kind of looks or points towards just the entanglement, the different things happening underneath the surface that we don't always see, that we don't always give people credit for, etc. And like I said, there is a lot of mirroring. There's a beautiful synergy here, the Lovers. I love that for you, Virgo. Whether it's romantic or friend or business, you know, there is like a really powerful connection. And I think you feel it, and I think that you know it. But that's also why you're being really conscious and mindful. Also, you know, I think there is this element about being creative, having fun. Don't get stuck in this rut of like being so robotic. You can communicate, you can chat, you can allow that. This person might have a lot going on. This situation might have a lot going on. To be conscious of that. Yeah, but you're still kind of safeguarding your energy. I feel like you, I don't know. And this is probably just coming from stuff of the past, what you've been through. You know, you're really hopeful that things move forward in a positive way. I think you see that. Your wisdom, your gut instincts are telling you that, Virgo. It's just like you're not really feeling that confidence within yourself. And I think because a lot has been pulled from underneath you, right? That proverbial rug that really throws us off kilter, especially when it comes to like providing for ourselves, for our family, like the financial stability, etc. Those things are so difficult, right? But you've learned a lot through this process, and I think that is the overarching theme for you this week, which I know kind of like not the most fun message. I love it for you in terms of the new moon, because I do feel like things are finally shifting and in your favor, because being more conscious of the work you're doing. You went through a lot of trials. You have learned your lessons. I do feel that. I think it's okay to like put yourself out there a little bit more and not be so afraid, right? This worlds within worlds pops out. So just recognizing that like there is this layering effect, you know, that things happen for a reason. It forces us to heal, to grow. Even the not fun stuff, you know, I'm not trying to be so Pollyanna, because the process of it really does suck, right? But once we make it through to the other side and we kind of see how we came out, that can be pretty empowering. Taking time to acknowledge that, to be still, to congratulate yourself. There still is a lot happening underneath the surface, just like I said. But with that 5, it's changes. Things are progressing forward. And you have a minute, you know, be kind to yourself right now. There still is a rebalancing. Connecting with your self-worth, I feel like, is the last stage. A lot of the zodiac readings are getting that. And I think it's because, again, like, we really mirror back, we attract what we think we deserve. It's time to like empower yourself a little bit more, Virgo, and step into that. Celebrate all that you have done, all that you've accomplished, all that you've been through, the good, the bad, the ugly, and coming out stronger, more balanced, more put together. 6 is your number. I love that. So we're moving from a 5 to a 6. We're closing off a cycle with that 9. And I feel like you are being a lot more aware, more mindful about like how you are stepping into this new phase of your life because of everything you went through. So I really hope that this helps for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in, Virgo. Sending lots of love and blessings always to what you're navigating through. I'm here for any support always. I appreciate, big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I love to build and grow the community. Thank you again. Talk to you soon. Have a fabulous week.
Oh,